So the fourth beast divides into 10, but it's still basically that beast. It's still that beast that divides into 10. And out of this beast, amongst the division of the 10, comes another power, and he is the one that adds the different flavor. Is that clear? Is that what the text says? He shall be diverse, different from the first. So Rome will be different to the others because of that beast. And he will rule for how long? Until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints. That's a long, long time. Very long, long time. So Rome ruled from 168 BC to 476 AD. It will divide into 10. How many toes did the previous prophecy depict? 10 toes. There we have the 10 again. Divide into 10. Another will arise after them, and he will be different, and the system will remain how long? Until the Ancient of Days shall come. Long time. So we're talking about a long, long time span. Rome ruled from 168 BC to 476 AD, and then it was divided up. So we have exactly the same sequence. We have the lion depicting the head of gold. Then we have the bear depicting the arms and the chest of silver. We have this four-headed leopard representing the hips of bronze. And then we have the terrible beast representing the legs of iron. And the 10 toes, when it divides into 10, plus it will be different because of another that arises after them. So that's what we have so far. Daniel chapter 7, verse 19 to 20 and 23. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse, different from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron and his nails of bronze. So there was an element of bronze in this fourth beast. Bronze was a very important component. Now, in actual fact, the Greek Empire was basically just incorporated by Rome. Greek philosophy was the very basis of the Roman Empire. And in fact, when Rome split into the two legs, the one was the Byzantine Empire and the other one, the Western Empire. And the empire was ruled from Constantinople, and that is where Greek philosophy abounded. Greek philosophy was the philosophy of the time. So there's this element of brass, of bronze claws scratched. And we'll find these nails also, interestingly, elsewhere later on, which devoured, broke in pieces, and stamped the residue with its feet. So he wanted to know about this terrible fourth beast. The fourth beast, we are told in verse 23, shall be a fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be different from all the kingdoms, and shall devour how much of the earth? The whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Now, did Rome, in its original form, take over the whole world, yes or no? No. No. What about China? What about Japan? What about the Philippines? What about Australia? What about Southern Africa? What about the United States? What about South America? What about those areas? Did Rome rule over all of those, yes or no? Obviously not. But remember, the prophecy doesn't say Rome ends. The prophecy says that Rome is divided into 10, and that another arises after them who rules until when? Until the Ancient of Days comes. So the prophecy can still be fulfilled in that context. Doesn't that make sense? Okay. That's very interesting. So here we have this mighty Roman Empire. This is what the Bible says. There would be these kingdoms, and 10 horns would arise, 10 kingdoms. 10 kingdoms represent the 10 toes, 476 until the second coming of Christ. These powers would somehow continue, and the little one after him that would arise later, he would be the different element, and he would rule until the Ancient of Days came along. Daniel 2 verse 44, remember, talking about the 10 toes, which are the equivalent of the 10 horns, says, "And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever." So we have a perfect parallel between Daniel chapter 2 and Daniel chapter 7. Now, Daniel was wondering about this. And in verse 8 it says, "I was considering the horns." So he's looking down the stream of time, and he's looking to where Rome divides up into 10 components, and he's looking at these 10 kingdoms that arise out of the Roman Empire. And there was another horn, a little one. Actually, it says from littleness. It was first small, and then it grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Coming up, where does it come up? Among them. All right, so this little horn comes up among the 10. It's very important, because this little horn is the man behind the mask. And this little horn comes up amongst the 10. So the 10 kingdoms are there, and he arises amongst them. So what type of power is this? This is a European power, because the 10 horns arose out of the Western Roman Empire. So can we look for this little horn in the Middle East, for example? Yes or no? No. Can we look for this little horn in the United States of America, for example? No. Where do we have to look for him? There where he's supposed to arise. He has to come up among the 10. He comes up among the 10. And all 10 are there when he arises. Notice, before whom 3 of the first horns were plucked out by the roots. So because of this power, 3 of the 10 had to be removed. Does that make sense? We're going to take 3 away. And who's going to take them away? Or as a consequence of whom will they be removed? This power. It's very important that we get him absolutely spot on, because we don't want to make a mistake. And there in this horn were the eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking pompous words. Where did we find this symbolism earlier? This man symbolism? Babylon, remember? Found it in Babylon. Here's the same symbolism. In this power, man will once again lift himself up above the Most High and take the place of the Most High. This is another Bab-el, another portal to heaven. Man exalting himself above the divine with pompous words. He's speaking against God. All right, so now we have some history. He arises out of the division of the Roman Empire. Once it is divided into 10, then only does he make his appearance. 3 of them are bothersome to him. They are eliminated under his influence. And then he rises up like a mushroom and sets man above the divine. That's what it says. That's what it says. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another, there he is, shall rise after them. Question: does he arise out of the remnant of the Roman Empire or out of the remnant of the Greek Empire? Roman Empire. Roman Empire. Don't forget that.